Good morning, everyone. I'm Ali from Ali's Cards and Knickknacks. How is everyone this morning? I'm just waiting for the live to come through on my computer. So if you want to let me know who's out there watching, that'd be fabulous. I can see the messages, hopefully, as they come up. Good morning, everyone. I'm Ali from Ali's Cards and I just muted that and that's gone sideways again. That is so frustrating. Even though it starts out the right way, it turns itself. Oh, not to worry. So I hope you're watching on the phone so you can turn your phone and watch me. So today I thought we'd start out doing some Easter cards. Easter's only around the corner. Can you believe it? Hi Julie, how are you, darling? Thank you for watching. You're a sweetheart. This is part of a class that we'll be doing next month. And I thought I'd do a live video to show everyone what we'll be doing and how you can change it. So these are the colours for my class. I've put a little baby chicken on the envelope. There we go. And let's start with the Easter bag. It fits quite a few Easter eggs. I've got mine with 3 largish eggs. It's 4.5 inches by 4.5 inches, 1.5 inches in depth. So here we go. I thought we'd start out with stripes. You know, I just love this paper. It's free paper that you can get in Sale-a-Brations, which has been extended until the 16th of March. So remember to get in and get your free Sale-a-Bration products. All you have to do is spend $90 with Stampin'Up. All right, now we start out with the bag with a piece of DSP, 6 inches by 12 inches. So basically half a strip, half a piece, so you would get 2 bags out of 1 piece of DSP, which I think is pretty economical. Then you need to do some scoring, okay? Now I've got a scoreboard. There we go. And now I've got the long side up, and I'm going to score at 1.5 inches. Now you have to be careful when you're scoring DSP. It's not cardboard. It's a little bit softer. So 5 3/4 inches, 7 1/4 inches, and 11 1/4 inches down the bottom. Oh, actually 11.5, I think it is. Don't move. There you go. So I'll just quickly say that again. 1.5 inches, 5 3/4 inches, 7 1/4 inches, 11.5 inches. Turn to the short side, and we're going to score at 4.5 inches. So, and we go all the way down. Okay, and that's all our scoring is done. I'll put that down out of the way. So you need your little snips. This little piece that you've got here, I'm not sure how clear it is on camera. You've got a piece here. We want to snip that out, okay? That's our joining tab. So we're going to snip that totally out up to the first score line. Right. Now, you've got a long rectangle and a square. So we're going to snip the square to the first score line. And then I'm just going to snip a little bit out of the square. It just gives us a tiny bit better fold. And then right at the end you have another square. So snip to the first score line. And then taper that. So you don't have to taper much. Okay, now get rid of those little bits. I'll try and stay tidy today. That'll be interesting, won't it? I'm not very tidy when I craft. All right, now we're going to turn all the folds. And I like to call this a mountain fold because we point it to the sky. So I do all the folds. There we go. Get my bone. Now I'm burnishing the folds just to make sure I have a nice crease on all of them. So there we go. So this is what we're left with. This is the inside, which is still very pretty on the DSP, which I just love that we can make this and have a very pretty outcome. All right. So this is our little joining tab, this little tiny bit here. I'm going to put some glue. Now, you can use tape. If you're going to tape it, I would use quite a strong tape, because if this is in heat and there's pressure from the Easter eggs, it may give way. That's why I like to use glue, because once it's dried and sealed, it won't give way. So now what I'm going to do is just open those flaps, fold this in half, and the glued edge, and I'm just going to line it up that way. I'm lining it up flat, making sure it's even. I'm just running my finger over it to get a good seal. All right. And there's the beginning of our little bag. Now, we're going to open these flats. I'll just open it up so you can see. See, there are our little squares that we tapered. Okay, I'm going to just put a little bit of glue on here. You don't have to. You can actually just leave them loose, but I like them glued in. Don't worry too much about pushing them hard. All right, now I'm just going to hold that and really plenty of glue on the edges. Okay, and right on here. There we go. Hi ladies, let me know who's watching so I can say hi. Leave me a message, that'll be fab. Alright, oh hello Tanya. Oh hi Sam, thanks for watching. I hope you're all having a lovely morning. I love Easter and Christmas and all the holidays, you know. I just love it. So there we go. We've sealed the bottom. I'm going to turn this over now. Now we're going to deal with the flaps, okay? You can get your scissors and just dab down like that. And that makes those tabs sit down permanently. Okay, and they're lovely. So there we go. Now, this is another step. So it's an easy bag, but we're going to put my finger here, and squeeze together, okay? I'm not going to squeeze all the way down. I'm just going to squeeze up the top. I'm not going to burnish it. And now I'm going to get hole punch, because I'm going to have these tied up with ribbon. So any hole punch that you have. Oh, I'm wobbly. I did that with my right hand, do you notice? I'm left-handed, so a little bit off centre, but I'm not too worried about that, okay? So that's the basis of a bag. Now, of course, you could just leave it like that and thread a ribbon through, but I like to do a bit of extra decorating. So I've already done some Easter eggs. Now, the Easter eggs is from an old Easter stamp. It's called Arrange a Reef. You certainly could draw Easter eggs, you could print Easter eggs, but I just grabbed my old stamp from Arrange a Reef and stamped a few Easter eggs there. I just got to cut this last lot. So I've done 6 different colours, and I'm going to share the colours between the bag and the matching card. So, like Stampin' Up, I like to coordinate. Stampin' Up loves coordinating. So there we go, 3 dots, 3 wiggly lines, and I'll just cut this one. This one's for our card. We may not use all these for the bag. Pop that over there in the rubbish. Now, I've pressed out of soft suede a little pot for this. You don't have to put a pot on, but I thought I'd do a bit extra and stick a pot on next to my bunny rabbit. But I might change my mind yet. Now, the Easter set I'm using, which I just love, is Easter Friends. It's on page 27 of the catalogue. Here we go. Here's the catalogue. It is $41 for 8 stamps. It's a great little stamp set. I love the ducky and the little chick. They would be good for new baby cards, even the rabbit. So this is a multi stamp set. It's not for just Easter. You've got my friend. You could put congratulations with this for a new baby, all sorts of things. 1-year-old card, etc. So, yep. So this is the stamp set that we're using. And I'm not stamping him in black. I'm doing basic grey. Quite a lot of detail on this bunny. There we go. Sometimes black is a bit too dark, so I'll swap over to the grey. Now, I've coloured my little lovely bunny in soft saffron, light and dark, and I've started with the light first, giving it a coat all over in the light saffron. I haven't done around the eye because I'm going to do that a different colour, because rabbits often have different colours around their eyes. You could leave him white if you wanted to, lots of white rabbits, and just do pink eyes. Don't you love our blends? They make the worst colouring person look like a expert. There we go. So I've just done one layer. So blends are terrific to layer up. So now I've got the dark, and I'm going to shade where they've shaded. So do his little points of hair around his eye, down his ear, and you can see. So I just want to accentuate this shading. Okay, nearly there, and up and just around his eye like that. So some areas I might go over again to build the colour, but not all the areas. So just blending that in. Then I've got my lovely dark petal pink. I'm just going to, with the pointy end, that's very technical, isn't it? go around the eye to give it a more of a pinky look, and then just a little dab on the cheeks. Go back to my Saffron, and I just want to blend the cheeks in a bit. Alright. There we go. Still has a little tinge. And there we go. A quick fussy cut. Won't take me long. I've done all the Easter eggs, so we don't have to watch me colour or cut them out. So remember with your fussy cut to turn your card. What's it like watching a left-hander on TV? Does it come across all right, or does it look weird to a right-hander? I never know, because it feels natural to me, obviously. Around his little top knot there. So, how's the rain, everyone? I tell you what, I have a creek behind my house, and sometimes I get fearful that that creek's going to flood, but it hasn't really. It's come up once quite high, and poor Sam, you had a major flood that year. But this year, even though we've had a huge amount of rain, the creek hasn't come up so far, so that's wonderful. All right, that's our beautiful bunny. Now, this little pot is actually cut out from Perfect Plant Dies, which is that one. And then I have used a timber plank folder and given it some texture there. So, alrighty. So now I'm just going to bring my bag back. I'm going to put my bunny to the side a bit, like that. Now, just thinking, do I want to put the, yeah, like that? So, now I didn't glue this fella on. I actually put dimensions on, and I only put dimensions on the bottom half because he sits up when you fill him. So I quite like that idea, that he's not flat to the bag. That way letting his head pop up. So I've put 5 dimensions. Hope you can see that. Now I'm just going to pop him on my bag. There we go. Now this little one here, I'm just going to put some dabber glue on the top, like that, and then just make sure the Easter eggs are sitting there nicely. A blue one. Three looks pretty good in that. So now I'm going to put some glue all over the eggs and the planter. Put him on. And I think I will put another one down here. Stay down there. We can let him have a hold of one, like he's holding one. Bit more glue, and I'm just going to pop one up there, What do you think? Too much? Yeah, I think that's too much. We'll just put him aside. Just get a wet one to soften that down. Now, if you don't want to tie yours up with ribbon, there's a couple of different versions. You could put some ribbon in and use the ribbon as a handle. You could use cellophane. I'll just let him dry. So I've got some cellophane here. So I'll just turn the cellophane on its side. So like that, 2 sheets. Get some eggs. These are just Darrelly hollow eggs. Like that, 3. And maybe some little ones. I might put the camera up a bit more. I'll just wait till I can see if that's any better. Yeah. Then, because we want to keep it quite flat, because our bag is not that wide, but it is quite tall, we'll have the eggs a bit like that, okay? So the idea is keeping it flat. Stay there, don't run away. So there's the cellophane. You could put a little bow around that. I've just used the Fresh Freesia ribbon, matching ribbon, which is on my DSP. And you could pop that straight into your little box, like that. And you could put your ribbon through there again, but that's very pretty, like that. And all we need now is a little sentiment, I think, and we can use Fresh Freesia to match the ribbon on the cellophane. Oops. Happy Easter. And I'm using my punch, which is the double circle punch, and I'm just using the first one. Try and put that in the middle. There we go. That says Happy Easter. And I think that can go there. So there we have with cellophane, and they all just sit up very nicely. Or we can take it out of the cellophane if you don't want to have cellophane. Maybe you're doing 10 of these. We pop the eggs straight in there like that. Put a few of the top ones. Put the cellophane down there. Right, put your ribbon through your holes from the back to the front. Make sure it's just sort of punched in there, and do a nice bow. I'd leave your tails long. And there we go. Even your tails up though. And that's a lovely little Easter basket. I've given you a couple of different ways. You could change the colour of that and say do pale papaya and use a matching pale papaya ribbon so it all blends. There's pale papaya there in your DSP. So you can go a few different ways with it. But that's that one. That's my first one. Where I've put my Happy Easter into the ribbon. I punched a hole in my sentiment and tied it in with the ribbon. Okay, so two different ones there. Now I'll just move them off to the side. And let's quickly make a card to match it. So we've got just a standard card base. We'll fold in half. Burnish, of course. We'll put matching DSP, and the DSP is cut to 10 centimetres to 14.5. Doing all these demonstrations, by the time I'm finished, I think I'd have enough little Easter eggs for all of my grandkids. So most of my kids don't like us to go overboard with Easter eggs. So I think that little present will be nice. There we go, DSP on to match our little bag. I've already stamped and coloured my bunny in. I've already cut a large planter pot and stamped and coloured and cut out my Easter eggs. So they're all sitting over there. Now here's my piece of plain card that we're going to colour and do. But first we need to make a template. Now this sheet is clear piece of shit off my stamps. When I buy a new set of stamps, I keep the clear window that comes with it, so I can use them for templates, for window cards. Now I'm just doing sort of a mountainy oval cut on one side, so up over there. And this side, I'm going to do an inner cut. Some big, some small. There we go. I'll put the bits in the bin. And you're thinking, what's she doing? So here we go. I'm not sure if you can see that, but this is sort of mountains, and that's being cut in. I'm going to lay that on my card with my blends using a very balmy blue. I don't want too much, so I'll just move that so I don't put any ink anywhere. So we're going to blend. So we just go over nice and lightly like that. Now I'll move that away. You can see it looks a bit like a mountain. I use the end ones. Okay. And I'm just going to do that. Okay. But then I'm going to turn it back round and turn this more on the side. Like that, and it just gives you a different effect on the background. And of course you can wave it any way you like, and each time I do it differently. There you go, that's the background. Now I'm going to do the hills, which are obviously going to be in, I think we'll do Pear Pizzazz. Gee, I love that colour, Pear Pizzazz. Even sounds wonderful. So I've got the definition of my heels. And I'll just do a bit of blending down here. I know, it looks weird, but it all come together. I probably should have done this side, so I didn't have any green there. Yeah. Do it again now. Not happy. Not happy, Jan. That's better. Isn't that better? Right, so put that aside. Back to my sky. I'll just turn that up the other way. It's pretty groovy. Okay, so I've got a nice background. It's a bit unusual, but that's how you can do different coloured backgrounds. Now I'm going to put my bunny rabbit there. Before I do that, I do want to stamp some grass, and in my Easter Friends they have nice little grass stamp, and of course we want to use not balmy blue, so let's put that away before I stamp balmy blue. I want some blades of grass. Still got the wrong ink pad. Can you believe it? Do you know what colour I stamped it with? Basic grey. Oh, ow. You're having a shocker. So, don't overdo it. Don't do my mistake and always put too much into your cards, because you just love your stamping. Right, there's Bunny. I'm just going to make sure everything fits in. Now, this is a little different planter pot. They'll all go there. Now I'm going to cut the bottoms off here, so he looks like he's got it in his little pories. Okay, tiny dab of glue. This should work. Fingers crossed. I'm going off script here, guys. Your choice is the ribbon, Sam. Fair enough. There you go. There he is. He's holding his little Easter egg. Now, I would like him on dimensions. So put a few dimensions on him. Because he's not on the back, I'll put 5 on the rabbit on the bag, because it's got to have a little bit more pressure on him. Where the card, once it's glued to the card base, it's fine. So now the pot. So we've got to do our Easter eggs first. So a bit of glue on the top. Whoops. On Butterfingers. Now remember, I have a blog. I'll put the link in. I'd love it if you jumped over to the blog. I'll have written instructions later today there on these cards. I know I've got other cards on my blog with written instructions. I'd love it if you'd subscribe. So now I'm just going to put dimensions over our Easter eggs. It will, one, help to hold them in place, and two, we'd like the basket to sit up. There we go. Yep. So I've got a couple of more Easter eggs here. Pale papaya. I'll just sit him there as if he's fallen out of the Easter egg one, and I'm going to slip this one under. So as if he's behind. Okay. Now all we need now is a sentiment. You can't forget your Easter sentiment. And in here we have a lovely Happy Easter. Now we can do this, I think, in our grey, just to let it stand out. Or you can match up one of the Easter eggs. There we go, Happy Easter. And we'll pop that onto our card base. I need to cut that down just slightly. It's the wrong size. And I hate doing that when I've got glue on things. But we'll manage. It won't be a sec. Clean my cutter now. Nothing that a wet one can't achieve, so because we want to see our DSP. There we go. Just tidy up. There's the card. You might, I think I would cut that down a little bit further so you can see more of the DSP, but that's okay for today. There's your card and matching Easter bag, and here's the card we're doing in class with its matching Easter bag. So I wonder which way they'll all fit. So that's our class today. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put the written instructions on my blog and a link in the comments on Facebook, so you can hop over to the blog and get your written instructions. All right, have a great day. Thank you for watching. Happy crafting. God bless. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.